Ritika, just put on the videos on us. What we can do is right now we're gonna just co-create this discussion on wow factor, and I want everybody to participate and co-create with me. Okay, we'll have everybody to
Pratika,
let.
I have to leave in 5 minutes. I'll with the phone on. That's
Just
why.
keep the video on if possible,
Okay.
because so that you can keep interacting. No, put the headphones on. Okay, do you
Yeah.
believe that you have a wow factor?
Yeah.
So what is a wow factor?
What makes me me?
Beautiful. Dr. Sunita, Ritika.
Uh, what is so something unique and special about me? And it is important that, first of all, I know about it before others knowing it.
Yeah.
And I believe in it, that I have it.
Hmm.
And
Ritika?
everyone will have a different,
Wow
everyone
factor.
have different wow factors.
Do you also, when you say that, can you say it with absolute conviction because you know that nature has a sign of it?
Nature has a sign of it. I didn't get your point.
Nature has an evidence that you have a wow factor.
Okay.
Oh, you definitely would know that. Okay.
Maybe because I know.
You just wore your specs, so that's a hint.
I have a vision, different vision.
You mean to say that retina, right? That's unique for everybody.
No, not the retina.
What is it?
The
What is it called?
iris. The iris.
What's it called? Iris. Sorry, iris. So everybody has a unique. Out of 88 billion people, everybody still has a unique iris, and the
And also
fingerprints.
Yes.
So nature also has the evidence of it, right? So we can say it with full conviction that I'm unique. Ritika, you have any point of view on that? What
Yeah,
is a wow
it's like
factor?
wow factor is. I think it's my story, all good and bad, and everything in between.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful, no? Like when you co-create, everybody comes with such beautiful perspectives and thoughts. I love this
Thank you.
co-creating of the workshop.
Mm.
That's how, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Even what I think is that's exactly wow factor is that makes that makes that makes who you are really. Yeah. But I love how Ritika has put it beautifully as well. Okay. Why being aware of your wow factor and then unleashing it even more is important?
Uh, to share your gifts with the world.
Achieve your purpose.
It grows.
So my thing is, even if you know or no, not, so like we previously discussed, wow factor is there any which way. So you are doing things with your wow factor, but why being like right now, this class is about, or this session is about discovering and unleashing. The next challenge that we're having this week is unleashing it, amplifying it. So why being aware of it and then amplifying it is important? That's my question.
Because only then, if you are aware of your wow factor and you have the power to unleash it, then only you will be able to realize your purpose and make a difference out there.
Hmm. Interesting. Bhavna, Ritika.
There's a part in personal growth. If you don't unleash it, you're just keeping it within you and you're not making
It's
anything out of it.
again
To create, to create also.
and getting us out of our shell again and I think breaking away the resistance that's holding us back.
By and by that we also mean, like, for example, and it's not just about niche specific. So for example, Dr. Sunita, it's relationship, a coaching, but wow factor is beyond that, right? So for example, it's beyond niche. So for example, there are 10 other relationship coaches, but Dr. Sunita's has a wow factor, which these people are resonating with instead of other people. So I think that's so then but then we are saying that why is recognizing that wow factor important? Because I can continue doing my work any which way. Why acknowledging that and knowing what works for me and what works for others is important?
You stand
That's-
out
Hmm.
and have your the competitive difference, create your competitive difference or competitive edge to stand apart from all other means your competitors.
Yeah, interesting. Bhavna, Ritika, Varsha. You're on mute.
Ritika, hi, good evening everyone. मैं actually office में हूँ. Many times
No
I can't
problem.
speak. Maybe
No
somehow
problem.
कोई
If
आ
you
जाए
can type, if you're participating, you can type if you want to.
तो-
Okay,
Yeah.
anybody else is sharing it? So I'll tell you, if you want to share, just share. I think I'll share mine. Why being aware of the wow factor is important. Remember, we talked about optics. So what's optics right now? What Dr. Sunita just said, right? So if she understands right now, probably doesn't understand her wow factor. She's saying that she's going through all these health issues, and then she's also done videos already. She's done 3 videos, and now she's here, and she's telling me that, hey, you know what, I don't think I'm doing enough. Now in my eyes, I'm like, oh my god, look at this lady. She is being a doctor, managing a home and life, going through health issues, and still wanting to create something so beautiful in the relationship space and creating videos to offer her gifts to people. So then she has this element of, resilience that I can see. Now, if she starts understanding her resilience, if she understands, then she can leverage that, because I'm wowed by that, right? I'm right now, we are all wowed by her wow factor, but she's probably not aware of it. But if she gets aware of it, that means she can really amplify it. Everybody got my point?
Yes.
Because then she knows what are people getting inspired by. You use the word competition, but I would rather use the word getting more influenced, getting more wowed by that. If you know how are people liking, and I'll tell you quick. Okay, so that's that. Let me just give you one more quick story about myself. So when I started off, I was more of a writer. I used to write a lot of content. But when I started doing videos, I understood people are talking a lot about my energy and stuff like that. And then I understood, you know what? When I do videos, or when I, the physical presence or showing my face, that is something that people are getting really wowed by. And then I started understanding more on that and started leveraging on that, because I know how people get more wowed by me or get more inspired by me. So then you can leverage that. Because like you said, some of you said, that's I can realize my purpose more, I can do impact more. So how do you do more impact? If people are getting more influenced, is how are people getting the most easiest and the fastest impacted by my work? So maybe not by writing, but maybe with my videos. Maybe not by this, but maybe by this. So if I know by this, then I will amplify it even more. Because as I know, that's my wow factor. Another example of it is that a lot of you, so like Ritika said, right? All the good and bad in between. So what she's also, I would love, here I can use the word vulnerability. Now, vulnerability is a beautiful thing because we are in the world of UGC content, and everything is now moving to the, all the marketing is moving to the influencers and UGC content. Why is that? It's a sign. User generated content, like people, if I have to do a endorsement of um, endorsement of a chai, I don't have to, like, companies can, and if I'm an influencer, companies will pay me to do that. That's called UGC content. They don't have to hire the celebrities anymore. Why is that happening? Anybody can guess? Relatability, right? More relatable. And so because UGC means, if I am an ordinary girl doing my work from home, getting up getting up in the morning, sending kids to school, and then drinking that tea, it is so relatable for a normal person. Now, if I am able to use my vulnerability, then I know that these people are able to connect with my vulnerability. These are my audience. They'll be like, oh my God, been there, done that, or I'm exactly here. That's how you are using that. Your vulnerability is also your wow factor, right? How do you? Vulnerability is a very important wow factor.
Yes.
Okay.
So we can share our vulnerability as a story.
Yes. I'll give you the prompts.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Now, one very important point is also about another reason why being aware of your wow factor and unleashing it is important. Is because people don't buy what you sell. People buy because of who can fill me up.
Emotions.
Okay. But yeah, you're in the same bracket. Okay. I have said that many times. People don't buy what you sell. People buy because of
Their needs.
What it can
Or
help them
desire.
with.
Need or desires.
also if you are a personal brand, like a relationship coach, or because if I'm directly working with you, and so like you said, your story. So what is story? So people buy not because what you sell. People buy because who you are. People buy your values, your story, your energy, who you are. I'm not, so I'm not going to buy because you sell the best relationship coaching. I'm buying from you because I like you, I relate with you, I like your story, I know what you stand for. Your story is very similar to me. You are where I want to go. People buy because who you are. Nobody knew. How many of you knew what my program is? You could never know what my program, Passion to Profit Playground, is such a big sanctuary, a ecosystem, a 3 years sanctuary for everybody. And there's so many things into it. Nobody knew what is it. But y'all took a leap of faith. Y'all, everybody has spent more than 3 and 5 lakhs here to be here in this ecosystem. And y'all are here because you bought. You did not buy what I was selling. You bought because of the values, what I stood for, the stories. People buy who you are. That's a fundamental in personal branding, in what we are doing. In personal brand means you're not selling a product, selling services and coaching and all of that. So what does that tell you? If people are buying who I am, that means it's most important that I show my wow factor. because that's who I am. I'm all of it. I'm all of it. Everything in between, the good and the bad. And also gradually understand in the process what people are resonating with. And then tell me how beautiful that is if you are able to attract people by being who you are, by without having to, be somebody else because the other coaches is trying to be like uptight and saying certain words and, trying to be, I don't want to say manipulative, but, trying to be really walk the talk, trying to be really, follow the course, which is, what if you could be absolutely yourself and then do it? Because people are buying into who you are. Good to see you, Vandana.
Good to see you too.
So we are co-creating this workshop called Wow Factor. So we have discussed quite many points and you can definitely watch the recording now.
I'll do that. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So we're discussing why being aware of your wow factor. Okay, maybe I'll throw this question to you also. So the question that we are having right now is why being aware of your wow factor and then unleashing and amplifying it is important. You can think about it and share your thoughts.
I'll do that.
So coming back, so we discussed a couple of things here, wow factor, and I would love if somebody can summarize. So the second point that we were discussing on wow factor is really amazing. And I'm going to also make a note of it for other people is being yourself. The second point that we are discussing is being yourself. So imagine when people are buying into my wow factor, people are buying into who I am. And this is like I shared my story, right? I got to know that when I started talking to people in person, when I met people, when I take feedbacks, they tell me what do they like, which probably I was not aware of. Like we gave feedback to Dr. Sunita. She's probably getting it that, this is something that is wow about me. And gradually, if she starts interacting with people, she'll get to know what people find very unique in her. So now, if you know that, you can really be your complete self and still attract amazing people by being in your own comfortable nervous system, your body, being yourself. And when you are being yourself, what happens? You enjoy the process. You enjoy attracting clients. You enjoy selling. It's not like something anti you because you're not doing anything anti you. You're being yourself and people like who you are. It's just a matter of exploring and unleashing. How do we do that is what we're going to come to the end of it. But we are right now discussing the what and how, what and why of it. If Vandana has come up with a point, then I'll listen to her.
Yeah, so I just think, your wow factor is something where what comes naturally to you, what you're comfortable with, what's you basically, right? So it's like not really, there's no pressure, there's no masking up. It's you being you. And, like people being able to connect with that you is, I think that's what your wow factor is. That's what it's, I don't know, that's what it means to me.
Yeah, absolutely. So why being aware and unleashing is important?
I think being aware so that you're present to it and you know how to take yourself forward from where you are. Like most of the times, I don't even think we think about it, right? We don't even give it a thought. So I think just being present to what it is and moving from there, that space.
Yeah. Okay, so before I move to the formula of wow factor, there's a formula of wow factor. So let me also bring another perspective of why being aware is the third point is I hope anybody is making notes of what are the 3 points we discussed, why being aware. The third is helps you beat competition. And I would not use the word competition. I'll tell you why. I know Dr. Sunita just said competition, but I would say because of the wow factors, I will turn competition into dash. Who can tell me? If I am being present of my wow factor and of others, we can leverage that competition into dash. And if you have read my PDF, if you've read my ebook that you have gotten in the beginning when you joined, it mentions that. It mentions, demyths the idea of competition. It's like there's no competition. Because
Collaboration.
Progress.
who said that? Ritika. Collaboration, yes. So you will channelize a competition into collaboration. Beautiful. Because imagine you, like we discussed in the beginning, your wow factor is unmatchable. And I'll show you why. I'll prove it to you why it's unmatchable. It's exactly like we discussed, is the evidence that nature is telling you. Your fingerprints are unmatchable. Your iris is unmatchable out of 8 billion people. So that means your wow factor is unmatchable. There's absolutely no idea of competition. You might be in the same business. You might be in the absolute same business, but the other person cannot compete with you because their voice is different. Their values are different. They might be selling the exact same thing, but the way they approach is very different to yours. So collaborations are very important in business. And we will be doing something called Collab Challenge in the coming months. We want to collaborate with as many people as possible to leverage, because competition, what happens is when you hear of competition, what happens in your body? Fear, scarcity, stay away.
Yeah.
But you are losing. What if you understand, okay, more the merrier? What if I can collaborate with this person? He also does something similar. I can collaborate and create something. So when you understand your wow factor, you say, okay, I'm doing this. This is my method. This is your method. And we're doing the same thing. Let's collaborate on this. And I see in at least special females, they are very easy on collaborations. So now let me share with you so wow factor has a formula to it. And I'll prove it to you why it is unmatchable. So can anybody read it out for me? Bhavna, can you read it out for me?
Not able to see.
Not able to see?
No.
Why? Now you should be able to see.
Wow factor equals to personality plus passion plus history plus experiences plus talents plus strengths plus weaknesses.
So I'll explain that. Okay. So when you create and market your service, your work, your art through a business that is in alignment with your personality, capitalizes on your history, incorporates all your experiences, harnesses your talents, optimizes your strengths, complements your weaknesses, honors your life's purpose, then there is absolutely no way that anyone or any other universe can offer the same value as you do. Because remember, we discussed people buy who you are, not what you sell. And who you are, this is who you are. You are a sum total of your personality, all of your personality. Personality has so many parts of it. Your personality has different perspectives. If you follow psychology of Meyer-Briggs or Jungian psychology, there's 16 types of personality if you want to go by that. So you are your personality, permutation combination, one type of, I'm INFP. But it doesn't matter. It's your personality, your passion, your history. Everybody has a very different history. All your experiences, everybody has very different experiences. Your talents, your strengths, your weaknesses, and combine all of that. Permutation of combination, if you do it, nobody can match that. The only thing is, I need to now discover that gold mine. I need to now discover this gold mine. What is it that my people are going to relate and say, oh my God, yeah, I'm following her. I want to book a call with her. I want to work with her because of these. Probably they don't even know, but you will find your gold mine yourself. Question is, are you ready to find that gold mine?
Yes.
Do you want to find that gold mine? Because
Of course.
this is something that is a gift that you got. It's, I think I'll add this to this wow factor. It just came to me. How many of you know what is the musk deer is always perplexed about?
The musk.
Yeah, everybody knows the musk deer story. हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं?
कस्तूरी
हाँ, कस्तूरी मृग हमेशा हाँ, मैं हिंदी में बोलती हूँ, so I have heard it in Hindi. So कस्तूरी मृग हमेशा परेशान रहता है कि खुशबू कहाँ से आ रही है, और उसको कभी जिंदगी भर पता नहीं चलता कि वो कस्तूरी कहाँ पर है, और that musk is inside his navel. So I don't want you to, live your life without unleashing and knowing your musk. I want you to find it, amplify it, spread it, and do that. Okay.
So Latika, the formula that you gave just now, and the way you explained it, like this. So I was like, wow, ये तो बिल्कुल कर रही हूँ अब. When I have started doing relationship coaching, so it aligns with all of this of mine.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it should. I should be able to do good.
Oh.
Not good. Exceptionally good, extraordinary.
And that exceptionally, एक और बात है, that exceptionally good and extraordinary good, उसका compare किसके साथ है? उसका compare exactly. तो वो जो exceptional good है, वो किसी incomparable है, because you are comparing it what you are feeling.
Yes. When you have done it.
Because there are various parameters, right? There are various milestones. So right now we are having these consults. So I just finished a consult with Ritika and Shweta and Preeti and Bhavna also yesterday. So if you see, everybody has a different way of progress tracking. So some people say, okay, confidence. In the breakthrough is the confidence to be able to sell, to be able to talk on the camera. And some are also at the level of, okay, I want to make a 1 CR. But honestly, all these metrics, even money, most of the times it is coming from somebody else's story. Because let's just take it for a moment, because right now internet is full of noise. If we take money as a metric, the idea is that there's always, if you keep comparing with others, it's always going to be, okay, I know I'm saying this because I'm in a lot of coaching forums. I see people are checking their success or measuring with each other's revenues. And I think that's the most silliest way to do that. Because your number is your comfort area. Because maybe you want ease and flow and thrive in your life with your number. What you want to achieve is to be able to spread your gifts to the right kind of people. And you're not chasing those numbers, right? So that is why, just coming back to The idea of your extraordinary should be your milestone. So that's what we are doing in those progress tracking reports. We are creating the milestone that you should have, your purpose should have, your who you are at this moment in this phase of life, what is aligned to you. And never compare. I mean, comparing it, which might come naturally with anybody else, is absolutely. I mean, it's theoretically, it's scientifically, it's naturally wrong because it's not possible, right? What are you comparing? Apples to oranges. All right. I'm just looking at the sheet and I'm going to be sharing the sheet in just a second. And anybody, if you have any thoughts, you can share. Now, before we...
that when we say leverage, we should be aware so that we leverage it. So leverage it when and how, where and how.
Yeah. Is that a question or you are
No,
just
it's a
sharing
question.
reflection?
It's a question. It's a question.
So if you know, so what
Like leverage.
what do you think? Yeah. What do you think?
What I think is leverage it as a story, leverage it in our social media posts, in my content, in my
Yeah.
offer.
I think once you know your wow factor, you will leverage it wherever it's required. Okay. So if I knew
Specifically
that,
in terms of the business, like the business,
yeah,
like coaching arena, like.
yeah, and business or life, see, I don't necessarily, and I'll tell you why I don't necessarily want to, especially with infopreneurs, don't want to differentiate. I'll tell you why. See, and it's very important to blend into life and business because you don't want to feel very different. Like, don't want to wear a very different personality because now it's a business time. You are like that. So let me give you one example, and I feel free, everybody, please share your examples also. So Dr. Sunita just asked, how do you where and how do you leverage your wow factor? I want everybody to think and share your thoughts. I'll share mine. So if I know, if gradually when I, of course, some of you know my story, it was an extreme case of introvert, which basically meant I could not even talk to more than 2 people at a time. That was about more than 15 years ago, maybe 11, 12 years ago. So when I gradually worked on that, and then I gradually came to know that, people are recognizing certain things about me and they give me feedback. Hey, Latika, and this is, of course, not in business because business, you go only after you get feedback from friends, acquaintances, testers, whoever. When I got the feedback that, hey, you know what you're saying, it's helping me out. And how you listen and how you do fully being present is really helping me out. And that's when I gradually understood what are people liking. Then I started doing business. When I started using this in business, I got more feedback, people telling me that what they are probably, they use the word presence, energy, listening is what I understood. This is what they are responding to. And that particularly also meant the, the video person, the video me or in-person me, like being not just voice, not just text, but they like the physical presence. So, which basically was not my comfort zone that time because I wanted to write more. I liked texting more. I liked writing more, which was not. But then imagine you want to build a business and life of your impact, and people want more of your physical presence and video presence. That's how they are saying, okay, that's how we are getting impacted, or that's how I would love to interact with you, or that's what I pay for. And then I'm like, okay, I really have to get out of my comfort zone because people are responding to this. So I will continue writing, but this is what's working for me. So I honed. And then I realized it started showing in the tangible forms. For example, when I used to go out to meet my corporate clients, I used that, leveraged my wow factor of being fully present, extremely responding, not reacting to situations and questions and feedback and criticism, and doing that. And that was showing in the tangible results of business. But earlier it showed in life. When I did that for my cousins, my family, my acquaintances, my friends, I got tangible feedback, and then I used that and leveraged that in business and showed that intangible results in terms of winning the client, revenue, social media, follows, leads, in ads. And that's how I started understanding more, going back to the drawing board, using it more, understanding. But that revolved constant, it's constant also understanding, constant interaction with people to understand what's working. And I use the word optics. Optics means there you will see yourself in a very different way, others see you in a very different way, and you have to make a good blend of that. You always have to make a good blend of it. So, and that understanding comes with by constantly interacting with the people you care for or want to work with. So a lot of times I say that business is not built sitting behind the laptops. You also want to keep interacting with the people you want to work with, and that's how you keep getting feedback and use it in your work. So I hope you got an idea of leveraging the wow factor. Anybody else has to share anything on this? Any incidents where you used your wow factor in life or work?
Okay, Latika, what I really want to share is a little different from this. So what it is when I have been working and making these videos, right? So the discomfort still stays. The stress still stays. I do a pre-prep. It's not like just saying, but I know what I want to say, the content. I know in my mind what I'm going to say. I do feel myself, like when I ask you or I even put it on the chat, I do feel somewhere that does show up. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I like.
You
I feel
sound-
it shows up that I'm not being authentic.
okay.
Like, let me just put it straight how I feel about it.
Yeah.
So, that's what I wanted to even ask you, that how does it feel to you? Because I know that at the back of my mind, I've prepared for something and this is exactly what I'm saying. And I want to just say it the way I have prepped for it. So, I mean, I don't know how it shows up. So that's
Yeah.
something I've been battling with, and
Oh,
I want
okay.
to clear.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just share my feedback with you right away.
Hmm.
But at this thing, okay, there are a couple of things, but also I think I responded to that by saying that this is a garbage post.
I know, I get
So
that.
So for the garbage post, because the idea is to give your permission to fail. If you feel that way, be kind to yourself. Say, I'm okay. That's why we're naming it garbage. You're like,
Yeah, I
if you
get
feel that
that.
way, then
No, I get that.
your mind should not even question, because then you can tell your mind, no, hey, it doesn't matter, because it is a garbage post. But like, I think Madhuri is not here. In Madhuri's case, she said, hey, I posted my garbage post, but I got 2 clients saying, okay, we want to work with you. Like, she got 2 leads.
Wow. Amazing.
And then she said that it was absolute garbage post, and I had no expectations or no outcomes attached. So that is something, that's optics, right? You don't know. So that's why I say don't even think, because the moment we start thinking now, we'll pull back.
Correct.
So 2 weeks, because if you started doing talking videos, and I would suggest to Bhavna also, is when you start doing talking videos, play.
Okay.
Because if you bring thinking into the conscious mind into thing, game khatam. We want to graduate to the level wherein that fear will have new levels, and then we will know exactly what to say, how are we feeling, all of that will be later.
Okay.
And honestly, those things are constant work.
Yeah, I mean, only I see the shift that has happened is the first one. I would have probably never done it if I didn't get that push from you.
Mhm.
It was next to impossible for me to do it.
Yeah.
And just starting off was a big thing. That itself was a big breakthrough.
Yeah.
And then from there, just trying to show up each day and putting something there. Again, that's
Yeah.
because I think I have someone, that accountability with you,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
Same, same, same.
So otherwise, I would have never ever done it. So yeah, thank you for that, though.
Yeah. Like I was just telling Ritika, she was sharing that how this is a safety net for me.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
then I was like, yeah, this is something that we're not gonna let you quit your dreams. That's the idea here.
Correct.
If there was
So
a word stronger than that, then I would have used that. But yeah, that's what it is.
so circling back to this is what we want to do is so I was just sharing about when I started my garbage post or video challenge for the very first time. Of course, I was in the same way. That's why we're doing this, right? So I managed to cut myself out of the situation because I realized that, oh my God, wow factor is very important. I know what people might like or will like. Even I want to share my gifts with people using videos. And I know, by the way, do you know this or not? Anything in life that is anything, be it a relationship with your father or your mother or not a, or fear of flying or fear of video or language, anything in life that is a challenge is the area that needs work.
Yeah, I agree.
That's God. Yeah, that's your purpose. You need to overcome that because that's the work. So nature is telling you things in every way possible because, and when you win that, amazing things happen, and that's for a reason, right? And later on, how you can you can use all these issues later also in many ways. So one of the things that I'm working on is everybody who has gotten a mess in their life, how do you make your mess your message, right? So make your mess your message. So yeah, so I remember the time when I was trying to do my videos, and the very first video um, was I was giggling a lot, way lot, but I was feeling proud that, oh my God, I shared something that I wanted to share. So I used, like I said, I used to write a lot. So I used to have a lot of ideas, a lot of point of view on a lot of things. Even all of you have, is maybe some of you have to dig it down by journaling more often. So I pushed myself, and of course, I used to have my pointers here when I used to do videos, and I used to look at the points and talk. By the seventh day, the video challenge was for 2 weeks. I felt very good after the 1 week. I was like, now I'm done. Now I will graduate to now doing proper videos, and then my video journey started. So, and of course, like you said, everybody does it. I never ever said, guys, that you should not do like impromptu videos. I have always told you, your human mind, you are just working on your confidence. We're not working on the memory. So if you have, for example, if I have a content to share, I have 5 points, I will forget. So just make those points, whatever you want to share, even if you want to share the entire script, that's also okay. Keep in front of you. You are only and only working on confidence, courage, and imperfection. You're not working on your memory. I don't want you to memorize or be perfect. So taking notes is okay. Even if your notes are visible in the camera, that's also okay. People like imperfection, remember? People want to be relatable. Nobody can do it. People who are watching you scrolling, 99%, you were like that. You were like one of them, isn't it? 1 week back. Used to watch videos and like, oh my God, how this person does perfect videos. So most of the people who will be watching you will be like that. So but you will read the content and talk, you're like, oh my gosh, she is inspiring me. She's reading a note. She's so relatable. Okay. So now let's talk about how do we get started? How do we get started on unleashing this? And just sharing my thing. So just a quick a prelude of about how do we get started. Just a little bit of prelude about this is that, see, the thing is, if we are, why are we doing it once again? Now that we understand the what and how wow factor, we know that, we want to discover it. It's a must. It's our must, and we are mustiers. How do we do that? So, a lot of people are saying that, hey, you know what, I'm learning this skill, I'm learning that skill, the selling skill, marketing skill, doing different course and that course, and still you probably are not able to kind of move forward or sharing your truth. That's probably might be a surface level problem, might be, because what happens is, uh stomach ache isn't the real problem, it's just a symptom. So when we go and understand, there could be many different things. It could be as simple as not just a gut, last you ate outside food, or it can be an appendix also, it could be anything. So the thing is, number one is, um, are we showing up consistently? Are we talking to people regularly? So this is very important. And I don't mean to say online, it means to say the people you want to serve, the people you want to cater to. It could be stakeholders, it could be people you want to actually work with, the kind of people, the right kind of ideal audience. Are you taking feedback, talking to them regularly, setting up calls, sharing your ideas? Because if you are, I can't imagine, these struggles. So are you consistent? That's a question number one that I want to ask you. That's layer number one. Layer number two, you can make notes. Layer number two is, if you're not consistent, I want you to ask yourself why. Are you feeling overwhelmed by all of it? By putting yourself out there, wondering, oh my God, how to create so much stuff? Does the fear that comes up, oh my God, I'm not good enough. Others are perfect. And it's so hard to follow the trends and all of that. Then layer three, ask yourself, why this overwhelm? Could it be coming from something deeper? Maybe something from really long back? Because I'm sure this overwhelm is learned along the way. I was not born this way. Nobody is born this overwhelmed reactions all the time. When I was a kid, 2 year old, doesn't matter. It did not matter to me. Who am I, falling, dancing in front of? All of that. So, then, if you're, so let's work on that conditioning right now. The idea is to rework on that conditioning, because whatever we are feeling right now, whatever you're feeling right now, the idea of, oh my, I'm not good enough, I'm not able to face the camera, will people accept me, all of that is coming from a deep conditioning the society has conditioned you. And it's a disgrace that it happened, because your beautiful gift of life is being now shadowed by all this conditioning, which is not serving you to live your highest life, right? And that's what we are right now doing, to unleash it. We want to really serve, and we want to be do justice to this beautiful gifts that we have. So one of the things that I hope you are trustworthy to yourself is understand that it's their conditioning, it's their business. It was directed at you in that moment. It did not mean anything fundamental about who you are and what makes you valuable. Okay. And these things will continue. Whatever you're feeling will get passed on to your generation, to your people, to your folks. And it will continue like this until you fix it, because your voice is not out there yet. You are the change maker. You can be the change maker, right? So if you respond to this situation, this conditioning, by worrying about sharing a message or speaking or posting a bad video, or you're demonstrating the area of a lack, you have failed to be compassionate about your past achievements, knowledge, and effort. Right? So I want you to become really now start being compassionate to all your past achievements, your knowledge, your comfort, your personality, upbringing, your your strengths, your weaknesses, your experiences. We're going to talk about all of that and rewire and recondition ourselves and to really honor this. So I want you to type, you've already overcome so much, and your voice, your story, your story, your wow factor is medicine to the world. So everybody type in the chat, my voice and my story is medicine for the world. So you are a product of your background, your upbringing, your education, your passions, your values, and you're a combination of everything. So today, now this week, I want you to celebrate you. Okay, so I want you to do this week as a challenge, not just like a challenge. Oh my God, I am pushing myself, I'm feeling scared. Of course, all of this will happen because obviously conditioning, no, for so many years. But I also want you to do it with joy because this week you are celebrating who you really are, your wow factor. We are all going to come back home to who we truly are, the real you, with your wisdom, with your strengths, with your, okay. So we'll do it with practice, patience, and proof. Everybody write practice, patience, and proof. You're going to do it with practice, patience, and proof to your own self, nobody else, to your own self. Because that's how we do anything conditioning. All this conditioning has happened over the years, right? So many years it took. It took so many years of conditioning to for whatever you're going through right now. It took 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of conditioning that has happened. That's why you're feeling what you're feeling when it comes to camera, when it comes to talking about or sharing a story. So give it at least everybody can give it at least 4 weeks to recondition. 4 weeks तो कुछ भी नहीं है, लेकिन 4 weeks में life change हो सकती है. So because your voice is a medicine to the world. All right. So how do we do it? I'm going to be sharing the prompts for this week. And what we're going to do this week, I've shared the sheet with you in the chat. And I'm going to share my screen in just a second. So here's the deal. This week, starting today, Tuesday onwards, so Tuesday to next Tuesday, we can start the videos tomorrow, but today you can start writing. Okay? Today onwards, our wow factor challenge starts for 1 week. Only for 1 week, and then we'll extend if you want to. And this challenge, rules of this challenge is videos. Everybody is going to do videos. You will do both. You will do written and both. Okay? So you will do one written, one video. Okay? Now, you have the Facebook group, and I'm going to be if you want to take one step at a time, I also want to have, y'all are, big people here. I also want you to have the discretion. Of course, kudos to you for coming this far, for taking the step, or for doing it already. But I will leave the discretion for you. If you want to do the video on your own platform, very good. Very, very good. But if you still want to take a baby step, you will post the video in the Facebook group. Yes? Video is a must. We are not doing without the video. But you will do one video, one text post. Text post you can post wherever you want to. But video post, I definitely want you to post. And if you want to take a baby step, you can post in the Facebook group. Any questions about this rule?
So Latika, why don't we create a group just amongst ourselves, a Facebook group where we can do all of this?
So we have the Facebook group already. It's
oh, you do? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah. Oh, so I've shared that in the last challenge.
Okay.
We followed the same rule that we've been having the last 2 weeks challenge.
Oh, so in the same group, in the Facebook.
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
share. Give me a second. I'll share that with you. That group. Okay, I've shared the Facebook group in the chat.
Perfect. Thank you so
So
much.
everybody just write, when you're posting, write wow factor, unleashing wow factor challenge day 1. Because when you put a tag, we can easily look for it. Okay. The hashtag helps you collect all of it in one go. Okay. So
One
this
hashtag,
is,
right?
yeah. Like, yeah, put a caption of this wow factor day 1. And if you, and of course, try to put synopsis also. It's nice. Do it properly. Like, for example, hey, in this video, I'm talking about my story with my grandfather. Or for example, in my childhood with my grandfather, the wow factor day 1. Wow factor
Can we
challenge.
can we no face videos?
Nah. This is a must-have for wow factor. Wow factor is, Baba, we just discussed, right? It is your energy, your body language, your story, everything that you are saying, plus your biology. Your biology has to be shared. Now that's a gift. कभी तो करेंगे तो ये Facebook group पे कर रहे हैं ना. That's why I know I understand that is why I'm giving you baby steps. Do it on the Facebook group. इस वीक करो, कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा. नेक्स्ट वीक अपने उस पे कर लेना इंस्टाग्राम पे. इस वीक ओनली ऑन द फेसबुक ग्रुप. For those who want to take it slow, for those who are ready, who want to challenge themselves, I know Vanna wants to challenge herself. You go ahead. You're doing it already wonderfully. Are Baba, you are doing garbage post video day 1 only. So you don't have to go back to the Facebook group. You have to up level yourself. These people I'm talking to, they have not done a single talking video.
But that story is a big challenge.
No. You this rule does not apply to you.
Especially if you have to be authentic with your story, it's a big challenge.
You are authentic. The optics, no, you have to listen to what others are saying.
So I'll start with our group first.
No, I'm going to ban you from the group. You're going to do it. You are doing videos from day 1. You have to up level now. Okay. Take your discretion, but I think I would still encourage you to do this. Okay. I don't want to be like poor thing mama and then nobody shows up to the next challenge. Where's my, sorry, video gone. Yeah. Okay. Everybody okay with the rule 1? That's the only rule I have. Nothing else. कोई question तो नहीं है इसमें, सब कुछ clear है ना? अच्छा, now nobody misses, okay? This is a very special challenge and I'm also participating because it's been a long while that I did my wow factor challenge, and ideally you should keep doing it because when new people join and you on your ecosystem, so you want to keep sharing your stories, and I'll tell you a method on Instagram also to pin your featured post and all later, but yeah, it's a good idea. So I think I forgot to invite these 2 people. Okay. So I'm also going to be participating with you guys, and Ritika is leading this wow factor challenge. Anybody has this question? Can I move forward?
Yeah,
everybody's clear? Okay, awesome. So now let's share the screen and share our prompts. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. I have given you ready-made prompts. You use the prompts from there. So remember the formula of wow factor. The formula for the wow factor is covering all that you are. So even the post, even the prompts are 7-day prompts, helping you peek into all that makes up who you are. And I want to also tell you a secret. We are talking about a lot about confidence, courage, etc. But there is something really amazing going to happen, which is unmatchable after you finish this challenge. You have no idea. That I don't want to tell you right now. I want you to experience it. And it's a gold mine. When I say digging a gold mine, I really mean it. Okay. So how do we do that? Now, this is not like garbage post. Remember, sir, this is a up level. This is a graduation from garbage post. You know why? In the garbage post, I gave you prompts and I told you, don't think it should be done in 15 minutes. Wow factor is not like that. In the wow factor, I want you to think. I want you to write first. Why? Because obviously your story you can't just make up like that. No, I'm just talking about talking about your upbringing. That you can't make up in 15 minutes. I want you to think, write, reminisce, remember who you were, what's your story like when you were growing up, remember your experiences, remember how you managed this difficult scenario in your life, what strengths that you pulled out, what weaknesses you had to navigate with, all of that. I want you to think, write it down. So that means journal. The first step is journal. The first step is journal. Journal to your heart's content, right? Please make your own notes. um, for doing the wow factor, the first step is journal to your heart's content. Everybody understand what I mean by that? Journal to your heart's content means, can anybody quickly share what do I mean by that? Reply.
Basically, I think you just write whatever comes to your mind about yourself, your experiences in life, and what has got you to be where you are today.
Yeah.
So everything that is you and from where that comes in your life.
Yeah. And heart content. With your heart content is what I mean. Till you feel, yeah, that is it.
That is it. Yeah.
That is it. Because sometimes when you start writing, especially about your wow factor, there'll be prompts about upbringing, about experiences, about something challenging that you went through, or something very good that you felt about. You want to write pages. You'll not stop writing. I promise you that.
Yeah,
when you
I
start
get that.
journaling, you will not stop.
I love journaling.
I don't want you to stop. Write to your heart's content. It's called write to your heart's content. Till you feel, wow, this is so good. I'm done. It can be 5 pages, 10 pages. Okay?
I love what you call it.
What did I call it?
Journal to your heart's.
Heart's
content.
Once you have, and by the way, that will be having another session. That's called divine downloads. Only doing this is a mandatory activity that we have to do every morning to grow in business and life. That's called divine downloads. Okay, that we'll do again next week. But for wow factor challenge, that's the first thing that you will do. You'll write every prompt to your heart's content, and believe me, you will feel so good. Okay, till you have not written, and use your best time. Okay, and if you want, because if you have got a moment to yourself, if everything is really nice, you might want to feel like writing more. You can write more, all the prompts if you want. Okay. Now, most likely what you have written, this might not be a video friendly content. You might want to pick pointers. So you can pick pointers, highlight it. You can use the same thing as notes for your video. The second thing is shoot. Highlight the points and start shooting. Use this as a reference if you want. Second point is use these journaling as notes. Highlight the pointers and start shooting the video. Now, one bonus tip. You want to make it really interesting for yourself. You want to start with a cliffhanger. You want to start with something, a highlight of your story. Like instead of saying, hi, I'm Latika. I'm a part of the video wow factor challenge. So this is my day one. Instead of doing this, nobody wants to listen to this. Even you don't want to listen to it. I'm sure you want to do this like this because everybody knows, you know it. What are you doing it for? So you can start this. You can start something like, anybody has an idea, you feel free to share. You can start, Ritika, the copywriter, can share something. Like,
Yes.
for example, I still ride my 25-year-old school cycle. And which is actually true. So, this is how you can start. This is a cliffhanger. And you want to listen to your video more than and everybody else. So what does a cliffhanger? Because that's if this is what we're talking about, make it a cliffhanger. That is at the thread. Anchor it from there. Understood? Everybody understood that? Yeah. Create a cliffhanger of the story you want to share. And you don't have to talk about that this is wow factor challenge. Day 1, day 2, nothing. Just start. Okay. No need to share your name. Just start with your story. This is for the wow factor. We have other formats for other videos. Okay.
Natika, can I just mention something? Like, and we can say that is the, it can be a cliffhanger or not.
Yeah, sure, share.
So, my mother, can you imagine my mom tells me to eat properly, take my medicine on time, and take care of myself? Every day she will call me and ask me. And I have a picture where she's holding my hand recently, 8 days back. So even when I have become a grandmother, so can this be a cliffhanger?
So I let other people also, participate. Vandana, Ritika, share your thoughts.
I'm not so sure about it.
I personally think yes, it can. Definitely can. I think it's wonderful. And I think she just needs to frame it in a right way, but I think it's
Yes,
beautiful.
Sentences.
Yeah,
Yeah,
help
but-
her frame. Yeah, same here. So
Like, do you believe that my mom,
Yes.
still does this to me, like whatever, at 85 years of age
I
or
will
something?
Can you believe I'm still a young babe, a young adolescent girl for my mother? Even
It's a mother.
I have become a
Mothers can't
grandmother.
stop mothering, no? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, do you believe? Can you believe my mother still? Can you believe my mother just called me and asked me if I had my dinner? And she always does that. And I am a grandmother myself.
Yes.
So that's how you begin,
Yeah,
and then you continue.
Yes.
So it's so basically cliffhanger or an opening statement.
Yes.
So okay, correct. So that's called anchor. So what is a thread? Okay, I want to glue me, make me. Yeah. Sorry.
I hope, right? I hope.
Yeah. So you are anchoring it and you are helping the other person catch on to that. Okay. Okay. Now let's talk about the prompts. I'm sharing my screen. Everybody has the rules.
The link
I've not started sharing it because we were talking. Okay. So here are the prompts. Now you can see my sheet. Okay. Can everybody see the sheet?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So remember the formula for wow factor, the heritage, dreams, people, situations, upbringing. So we have just combined all of that and we'll talk about one each day. Okay. So heritage. I come from a family where insert any tradition and it's the very thing that has shaped the way I approach. One example, I come from a family which was a part of the 1947 partition, and both my maternal grandparents moved from Pakistan, Rawalpindi, to Kashmir, and this is the very thing that shaped me the way I approach business in life. Okay, now having said that, this is a prompt. This is to give you that an easy anchor without you having to think, okay, what do I post? But feel free if you want to rearrange the sentences.
Yes.
So you don't want to exactly use I come from a family, but you got but here if you're talking about heritage, we're talking about family, tradition, values. So that's the anchor, family, tradition, values, and heritage. To feel free to move around the words, structure the prompt. But this is the theme. Take it as a theme. Okay. And so this is how you will start with a cliffhanger that Dr. Sunita has very nicely gave example of. How will you end it? End it with a question, with a asking people to also participate with you. So it can be as simple as, hey, do you have a family tradition that shaped you? Share it with me. Share with me. Share it with me. Yeah. So then you are also inviting people into your story, and then there'll be like so many people who will want to share. So this becomes a practice. Then you have dreams. If you told me a few years ago that I'd be Dash, I would have said no way. But today I'm a living proof that that is possible. So any dreams? What's a dream that you are working towards? Again, it doesn't necessarily mean that you might have achieved that dream because the prompt is like that. You can share any dream that you have that you have not achieved as yet, but you will. But you have that very strongly in your heart. Talk about that dream. Then people. The best advice I'd ever received from who told me the moment changed everything on. Situations, there was a moment in my life where everything seemed impossible. Looking back, I now see the turning point that made me who I am today. So again, situations. It can be any situation that I want to talk about. This is where, vulnerability is also very important. I think maybe, what? I'm also going to write more prompts here. Of course, you have the sheet, but don't wait for me, but I'll also try to add more versions of these prompts because I want you to play around even more. So situations is also, guys, this is where you can play around with vulnerability. Now, the beautiful thing with vulnerability is this, right? The idea is to high emotion, high impact. Give me 1 second. The idea is high emotion, high impact. The idea is also to, inspire transformation or showing the vulnerable side of you. So the idea with vulnerability is when you are showing the human part of you, and what happens is in the wow factor, one of the reasons we are hiding our wow factor is we are very vulnerable. We are very closed about your situations. So if you were a part of one of the cohorts, I did my vulnerability share for the first time. Like I shared about my, for so many years, for more than 35 years, I've been holding this pain of not able to do my engineering. That is the biggest wound I've been holding, but I've never talked about it. So if that is something a part of your weaknesses or vulnerability, you want to start talking about it. Because somewhere I'm 100% sure it is tying up with who you are. It is helping you becoming who you are, and it will help your people as well. So whatever you're building, it is closely tied up with that. So what happens with this is when you are sharing your vulnerabilities, of course, you will have to practice it because it will take time. It is a wound. But when you do that, you are getting more control on that. You're getting more agency on that. When we share it, when we name it, share it, we are able to get in and out anytime we want because now we have a bigger purpose. If you are here, you have a bigger purpose of sharing and inspiring with other people because to tell them, hey, even you can cross this because I have been there, done that. So vulnerability is very beautiful, important thing to share. This might be a little tricky for some of you, but I have given you the tips how to do it. Whenever you feel a little bit of not so sure and you want to bounce across your thoughts for any of these points, please ping. I'm happy to help you navigate through it, especially the vulnerability point. I'll be very happy to help you out there. And it's very important to share vulnerabilities. We'll talk kind of another session, maybe more about that. So then bringing, and then bringing is very important. I learned early on that that's something that I still carry with me every day in business life. Core values, one thing I always live by is no matter what challenges come my way, I make sure I stay true to that. Core values. Core value is very, very important because you attract people who match your values. Any questions? Any questions about this? This is the time to ask because The challenge starts tonight. Tonight, you start writing. You don't have to post today. I know it'll be too soon because, like I said, the first point is to write your heart's content. So today evening, I do my writing in the night as well, like journaling sometimes. So in the evening, in the night, when you have time and space, put on your favorite music, put a lamp, diya or something, or candle, whatever you feel nice. Do your meditation and start writing your first prompt. If you feel called to, do the second and third also, but start with the first. And tomorrow you start shooting it with the pointers. That's all. The frame. Okay. What is a frame? I've told us before. Your frame, keep it, don't hold the phone. Don't walk, preferably. Keep it on the, in front of you, and your always the light should fall on your face. It can be the sunlight, it can be your normal incandescent lamp light, but fall on your face because that's how it should be. And this thing, try to keep this. Okay. Waist, your hands should be visible. That's how always your video should be shot. Everybody clear with this? This is very important for energy transfer, to be able to show, or to be able to help the other person perceive who you really are. This is the posture. Now, some of you, as you're telling teleprompter, you can increase the size, or you can have the notes by your side like this and talk to the camera. Okay? Okay. All the best, everybody. I'm really excited. I'm going to be doing this as well. So, yeah.
It's not bad.
Okay. Ritika, are you leading this? How you have any closing words for everybody, because you are leading people to their musk, helping people dig their gold mine. So yeah, closing words from you.
More nervous about it than excited. I'm be honest. Yeah, sharing my vulnerability. Yeah, I'm a closet people person. I think I take a while.
The vulnerability is the second last day. 5 days, so
Yeah,
you
I
can
know.
be
I know.
excited. But
Yeah.
that's why vulnerability is only at the second last day, so that by then you'll be fine. And you're doing in the Facebook group.
Yeah, Facebook group and LinkedIn posts.
Yeah, you can do Facebook group only if you want, but do it.
The LinkedIn or the
Yeah.
posts also.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're a writer, no? Anyway, you should write first. Yeah, it's nice. I would encourage you guys to write and also shoot. And this is not for the marketing purposes, because this is the work we are doing on our wow factor. So as much as you can dig is nice. And see, writing is very different, shooting is very different. These are two different energies. So I would like you to explore both of them.
You
Both are
mentioned
very,
one more
very different.
thing. Latika, you mentioned one more thing about shooting the pointers. Did you say something like that?
Yeah, I was just saying, once you have written to your heart's content, once you've journaled it out, you just make pointers, like highlight the points that you want to talk on the video. So just use your notes and start shooting.
Also, should we do a digital journaling also, like, and then make a post out of it? What do you think?
That's up to you. Or use your creativity, whatever you want to do next. But both of it up. That's up to you. No, how do you want to do it? See, I ask you. Okay, so I think what you're saying is, can I do directly digital journaling instead of writing? Completely up to you. I'm old school, and some of the people are also here old school.
Yeah, I mean, I would say writing is the best way to journal.
Yeah.
I don't think digital is the same as actually sitting and writing. It makes a world of a difference.
I know, but
I mean, it connects to you in a better way than like it's easier. I would love to do it digitally. I've tried both. So I'm saying it from that experience.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they because I think I've also listening to one of the writers' podcast. So she was saying the connection between the right brain to your left, and there's actually bio connection, no? So and it takes time. So you're thinking and you're writing. So it's a very
आप
biology.
लिखोगे ना करना पड़ेगा नहीं वो तो नहीं आप
Yeah,
लिखा
but
है ना
again, suit your comfort. Because Ritika is asking because she's a copywriter.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Any questions, guys? Are you excited?
Very,
Very amazing.
very for our Facebook group, not for the others.
No, you are. I'm not allowing you in the group only. You are doing so good already. See, pata hai kya? What I have, my personal experience is this, guys. You know, whenever our first, so for example, what can happen is you might argue that, hey, I will play around in the Facebook group, and the second version I will do it on my pages. You can do that, but I have seen that in my workshops all the time.
इंक्लूडेड नहीं है
Whenever my winning
कहा एक
workshops
साल
or my
रात्री
winning
तो साढ़े आठ
videos
में त्याला दिलं
are my first time
एवढं पण कसं आहे का
iterations.
तुम्ही शेतात चिल्लर
Whenever
कामं
I do
करून
the
देणार
second time thinking, oh
आणि
my
एवढा
God, this
लेक्चर
was
दिला
winning,
म्हणे
it doesn't work. Because the first time is a very different energy. So
Right.
my thing is allow yourself to play around. Just play. What's the worst can happen? Nobody's thinking about you more than they're thinking.
आणि मग जाना है देना
And
है
actually, after a point, I think we stop bothering, who's thinking what.
They don't even care.
Yeah.
नहीं
Of
जाना
all the things, they'll be like, oh my God, look at this person, so courageous.
Yeah, I've had friends asking me, what are you doing? What's up with you? I mean, it's so different to see you like this. I'm like, yeah. But
तो का
Okay,
दिया
Varsha को mute करो.
मतलब पूरा ऐसा इंसल्ट जैसा ही है ये
Okay, mute. Somebody else is also. Okay, anyway. All right, guys. So everybody has a Facebook group. Everybody has the prompts. And yeah, please make sure you're posting every single day because this is life-changing. Really, this is life-changing. Wow Factor is amazing. And I'm also participating with you guys. And I'm
super.
also so
Will be
excited.
our inspiration.
But never copy me because never copy each
No,
other.
we all are different. I'm sure we
Yeah,
all
yeah.
have our own way of
Copy
doing
each other. But just take inspiration and everything. But yeah.
Cool. I just had one question, Ritika. I actually want to buy an app, okay, for video editing. Which one would you recommend? Because I'm so confused. There is CapCut, there is...
Weed is good. Weed.
Weed is good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Weed. Yeah. I use Weed.
Okay, cool.
It's very easy.
ठीक है, done.
All right. So your tripod thing is solved now? Your daughter helped you with the tripod thing or no?
Yeah, it's all. She helped me the same very day when I came back home.
Did you find your parts? Video parts?
I found them.
You were in
It's
the-
fixed. It's
Wow,
fixed. So she was trying to
congratulations.
use it for me, and she's like, you sit. We have a little garden. She said, sit out and do. I was like, no, I don't want to show my whole self, but
I'm sparing it for you, Dr. Singh. It's Weed. Okay.
yeah.
All right, and yeah,
Thank you.
so if any point in the wow factor you get a little bit of this thing, feel free to message me. Would love to help you navigate through it. Vulnerability, very important. If you feel a little bit of here and there, please call me, message me. We'll help you with vulnerability. I feel personally vulnerability is very important because you have to get a little more control and agency on your vulnerabilities because that will help you rise. It's almost like this. Think of this. Y'all are here to progress, right? Y'all are here to become unstoppable. But vulnerabilities, if they are not, if they are still holding you back, they'll be like somebody's pulling your leg. You want to run, but somebody's always pulling your leg. What will happen? So that is why I want you to have more command, but we'll do it carefully, nicely, safely, easily. That's why I'm here to help you out. Okay. All right. See you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.